Apologists often argue that God is a more parsimonious explanation for certain phenomena than more complex naturalist explanations, because of Occam's razor, the idea that explanations that make more assumptions are less likely to be correct than ones that make fewer assumptions. The problem with this is that I don't think parsimony should be judged simply by the number of assumptions in an explanation. It should also take into account the probability of each of the assumptions. If you meet a rich person, you would be making fewer assumptions if you infer that they got rich by winning the lottery than if you infer their wealth comes from decades of many profitable investments. But is that really a more parsimonious inference? Does the fact that such an explanation makes fewer assumptions make it more likely to be true? Obviously not. I made this argument about Inspiring Philosophy's video about the resurrection. I pointed out that explanations involving elements that have been established to exist can be more parsimonious than explanations involving elements we don't know to exist, even if those explanations are more complex. Inferring that the whole resurrection narrative was an elaborate hoax would make more assumptions than saying God raised Jesus from the dead, but I don't think you can say it's a less parsimonious explanation. The response from IP, so someone in the comments tells me, is, for crying out loud, quarks have not been demonstrated to exist, because they're too small to measure. We only see effects and infer they account for the effect we see. Yes, but we still infer that quarks consist of matter. God, however, is described by apologists as being wholly other. As Matt Slick says on carm.org, the term wholly other is used in Christian theology to describe the difference between God and everything else. God, the Christian God, is completely different from all other things that exist. What could possibly be less parsimonious an explanation than one which infers the existence of something that is wholly other than everything else that exists?